All right. And the cases I have up here are Pedro Rodriguez, Joseph Garrison, Brandon Diaz, Rogelio Elizondo, Kimberly Essex, and they're in the breakout room. Julio Michael Hernandez. And we're going to still do Alexis Rodriguez and Roxanne Gonzalez. That's been reset for August 4th. Is that correct, Norma?
Yes.
You and Bob. So you're going to face it. Right. That's how it will. Yes. No, I get it. I might be fair. I mean, any time. But I'm just kind of confused. I look back at it, I don't recognize the case. And I didn't know anything about it. See that? It's a, what's aggravated.
You accept.
Well, the reason you don't know those. It's
not the judge now.
All right, but I mean, it looks like.
The young lady that was in the pink hoodie,
Mhm.
we're gonna have a plea,
All right.
so that will relieve her issues.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I've heard to do paperwork and I'm gonna do some more on her. I have my bail bond board meeting at 2, so in a minute I'm gonna run over to that and I'll come right back over here to finish.
All right, sure. And whatever paperwork you have, as soon as I receive it, and I will give them, the person it's gonna be a plea on is. You have Rodriguez, but also he has someone else. Let me see. It's the female. Here you are, yeah.
Alexis Rodriguez.
That's supposed to be a plea on that one.
Okay. But I really, I'm not. Honestly, once it gets started, over this.
And this one is supposed to be a
But I
plea
mean,
too.
fair enough, but if you wanna get to-
Okay.
Is that all you do?
Right, probation, information sheet.
Is that- it's just that you get it.
Hi, Mr. Bellevue.
Good afternoon, Judge.
All right, have you had a chance to speak with your client? You had a chance to speak with your client?
Yes, I have.
All right, so
And
what
she
is-
will accept the offer. She will accept the offer that Hunter made this morning.
okay, all right, we'll see if we can get Hunter here.
I do know he sent me an email saying he had to leave at 11:30 today.
Okay. So then what we'll do is we'll recall your case.
Okay.
Laura, are you able to put this on the docket for the 7th? Yes, ma'am. All right, so we'll come back. Let me close the room so that your client can get her new setting. It takes 30 seconds for the room to close. Do you know if there's going to be restitution?
Hunter is requesting restitution.
Do you know the proposed amount, or do you have some sort of idea?
No, I do not. I have no idea how much.
Miss Essex?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Essex, my understanding is that you reached an agreement with the state. So we're going to recall you back for disposition on July 7th.
Okay.
Work out the paperwork, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. We'll see you then, all right?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Oh.
Thanks, counsel.
Am I excused, Judge?
Yes,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome. Is there anyone here who has someone who is on bond that you're ready?
Yes.
All right, who do you have? All right. All right, you have come up.
Yes, he's coming up.
Let me- Odyssey, the survey. All right, so the plea deadline date was extended for today.
Your Honor, we still have the same issue that we had last setting, getting the remaining discovery that we needed. I've conferred with Mr. Adam and he can speak to that
Yes,
video.
let's speak to that.
I sent a request to SAPD's Covert Supervisors Unit asking them for the co-band recordings that are listed on the SB 111 statement. I did that on the 12th. I did it again yesterday. And then I did it this morning, and this time informing them that if they do not produce the recordings that are listed on the SB 111 statement, that may result in dismissal of this case.
All right, so here's the thing. It's been asked for since,
It was a couple seconds ago, Judge.
yeah, forever. So, yeah, it's, something is happening with this case today. If people want to have cases heard, people who have evidence need to turn it over to the defense. So it's being heard today. So do I need to have a jury called up? What are we doing?
So we can confirm.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Anyone else who has someone who is on bond? All right.
It's so. Becomes. Even if it wasn't. It's still. It's not.
Hold the door.
All right, thank you. Are you gonna stand in for Charles? Oh, okay. Tony Rodriguez? Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was gonna leave and come. He's like, I'll be back, but I see he's like, no, Lindsay will do it. Hello. Court is calling 2025 CR 001529 State versus Tony Rodriguez. Can I have parties announced?
Lindsay Shaw for Mr. Rodriguez.
And are you Mr. Rodriguez? Counsel, have you received all discovery and was it reviewed with Mr. Rodriguez?
Ma'am.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Rodriguez, did you review the application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, waiving count one and waiving the habitual offender enhancement allegation.
No objection.
Right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged in count two with possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 4 to 200 grams as a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
Oh, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on count 2. Punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 2024 CR 009421, 2025 CR 002257. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
Did you understand by signing this, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. Did you understand that was a recommendation from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused. I'm sorry, do you have the dismissals?
I do.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Thank you. And sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses? The state will call in the right to remain silent.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Activities.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I would just like the court to know, since I met Mr. Rodriguez, he has since voluntarily put himself through an inpatient lifetime recovery program. He completed 47 days. He brought proof of his certificates to court today. He was released on June 23rd, and just the difference I've seen in Mr. Rodriguez from the first time I met him, just I met him when we first met, he was in custody, and he has since been able to bond out, put himself through lifetime recovery, and he's doing quite well. So I think he's anxious to prove to the court that he's going to complete probation and be successful.
All right, are you employed?
Not right now.
All right, so are you still in lifetime recovery outpatient? What are you doing?
I got a report on the 3rd at 8 AM and then just a 90 days for as of right now.
So you're still there?
No, I still gotta go set up for outpatient.
Okay. All right, and who is Stephen Shelby?
Friend of mine,
All right, just a friend?
yes,
Middlebrook,
So you're not related?
Montoya. And Howie.
Do you have any children?
yes,
What are their ages?
25, 21 and 20,
And do you live by yourself or you live with
with my
someone?
grandmother,
All right, who all lives in the household? Any minors?
to be here.
And somebody said on call. One in the bottom, one in the top.
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Using 530
For what?
for med.
So you still have a lot of work to do.
I got a lot of, I tell you, it's hard, I'm doing it.
Well, here's the thing, nobody can help you if you don't reach out and if you don't help yourself. Lifetime Recovery is a good program, but they can't give you tools and then you're just like, I'll take the meth, you know?
I understand.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be no contact with Stephen Douglas Shelby. There's to be no residing with minors. I want a referral to felony drug court. TAP evaluation out of custody. Follow TAP recommendations. There's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation is, I'm sorry, taking consideration 2024 CR 009421. 2025 CR 002257. Probation, is there anything else?
No contact with that.
Shelby Douglas, I'm sorry, Stephen Douglas Shelby. And there's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. You need to be kept busy, you understand? Anything else, probation? Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. This is a felony conviction. You're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I've had people who've come in here before and you could tell they're extremely high.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time you used meth, but what I do know is only 1 or 2 things going to happen if you don't get this under control. Either you're going to end up in somebody's jail, somebody's prison, or either somebody's going to have to identify your body. Here's a suggestion. You should probably go back to Lifetime and tell them you need to be in their inpatient treatment. One thing about drug use, you got to change people, places, and things. And obviously being at your grandmother's house, it may not be the environment inside your grandmother's house, but it may be the environment that's around her home. and you cannot resist temptation. You understand?
I understand.
So I'm gonna refer you to felony drug court. You need to be 100% honest with them. And they should probably be able to accept you into the program by next week, hopefully.
Okay.
All right, but call Lifetime Recovery and tell them you need to be back in their inpatient treatment program. All right? And if there's anything you need from the court, we're here to help you, okay?
I understand.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All right, good luck to you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Judge, may I approach?
Yes.
Mr. Elizondo.
Okay. Rogelio Alfonso Rodriguez.
Did I write Rodriguez?
Uh-huh.
Should be Elizondo.
Okay.
I don't have it. I don't have.
Thank you.
It's,
Hand that back to you. Judge.
All right, so Mr. Elizondo, here's the thing. I don't know anything about your case. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's can pass beyond a reasonable doubt or not. But what I do know is that the only reason why this case is being dismissed is because the state has been waiting forever for some records from the law enforcement to be delivered to your counsel so that he can represent you. So you may see this as like, yay, I won. But I'm telling you right now, you better change your life because what you're involved in, only one or two things gonna happen. Either you're gonna end up at the prison, either you're gonna take some drugs, because people tend, no matter how many times they watch Scarface, you know what they always do? Use their own product. So that may end up happening. Either you're gonna end up with a shootout at somebody because people have been known to say, I wanna buy from you. And really, they just wanna take your money. And fast money is never good money. And you cannot be building your happiness off somebody else's misery. Do you have brothers or sisters? And how old are they? Are they younger than you? Older than you? Well, let me ask you this. Who is the person in your life that you love, that you say, that's my person, they have my heart. If anything were to happen to them, I would be devastated.
Parents and sister.
All right, your parents, your sister. How would you feel if somebody were out there engaged in this type of activity involving the one that you love? And the one that you love is struggling, trying to get it right, but around every corner, there's somebody doing this. How would you feel?
Heartbroken.
So you had better stop this and better straighten up and fly right. And they're dismissing this for further investigation. I don't know if it's gonna come back or not, but you had better fly right. Otherwise, we're gonna be reading about you on the news for something that is not good. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
And here's your dismissal.
you, Judge. Sorry I was late today. I was coming from an airport. My flight got canceled and I ended up getting here at 10 o'clock.
Okay, no problem. It happens. All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All righty. Oh, shucks. Could I have that back? Because for some reason that last paper that I gave you didn't come up in the system. Thank you. 22. Oh, do you need Tony Rodriguez? No. Hi, you're back. Hey,
Hello again, Judge.
hello.
I made it back. You know, I hurried, I was diligent. I hurried just to be back.
See, I appreciate that, Hunter.
July 7th.
And she said that she is taking the offer.
Excellent, a wise choice. Thank y'all.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.
Who is here on Jesus Navarro? And where's Jesus Navarro? Oh, come down. All right, so what is the update on the discovery?
Well, Your Honor, I conferred with the state this afternoon, and they have a unindicted aggravated sexual assault case that they have made an, essentially a universal or a blanket offer for all the cases.
Okay,
And they gave me some discovery, which is about 20 pages. And I have looked at it a little bit, but I would asking for a couple of weeks so I can discuss it with my client.
all right. I can put you down to give you some more time, the week of the 21st of July. Is that enough time?
Yeah, that's enough
All right, Norma, can you give me a plea deadline date, the week of July 21st, please?
time. 24th would be fine.
All right, your plea deadline date is going to be July 24th.
Thank you. Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Richard Marmia? Is the attorney for Marmia here? All right, we'll call you back. Oh, this has been taken care of. Oh, Richard Marmia? No problem. Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. I didn't know I had court today.
Oh, that's okay.
Judge, this is, Mr. Mamiya is the one that was in custody. We're trying to get him next door.
Yes,
They released him. Nobody told me they released him. And when he was released, nobody said, we're still trying to work. They said, "No, I just happened to talk to him and said, hey,
okay.
talk to Norma. She says she has not heard back.
Yeah, I have her back. That's the one.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so you,
but why they released him, I don't.
okay, so you want to try to see if is there anybody next door? You want to try what?
I could go back and just talk to them.
All right, so just have a seat. We're going to see what's up next door, okay? Joseph Garrison? Joseph Garrison,
That's one of them that's I don't know.
okay. Ah. So is that person on bond? All right. All right, Norma, can you recall this? Because I know he is out. Let's recall it. You know what? See if you can get in contact with his wife and see when she thinks he'll be available. All right, and then we'll take that up. Julio Hernandez. Pedro Juan Rodriguez. Brandon Diaz. Who's the attorney for Brandon Diaz? All right, so we'll wait for your attorney to come back. Asante Lee. Okay. Oh, come up. We're ready. And there are no applications? Court is calling 2025 CR 006661, State versus Asante Lee. Can I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Kyle Simpson for Mr. Lee.
And are you Mr. Lee?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client? Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Lee, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Lee, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with evading arrest detention with a previous conviction. It makes it a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call them the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Lee, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed under 1244 to 101 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand that to be the plea? Defense is at the plea.
It is.
State is at the plea.
Yes, it is, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
The state would offer at this time State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments, Your Honor.
Without objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. Right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
That's that you follow the plea bargaining agreement.
Why were you running?
Huh?
Why were you running?
Just anxiety, bad anxiety, and just
He was on parole and there's a.
Oh. So it wasn't anxiety, it's
And
like I'm
anxiety.
on parole.
yeah.
So what are you on parole for?
I'm on parole for assault and possession 1 and 4 grams.
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 29.
All right, you're gonna have to change your life. I can tell you from my own personal experience. Once you pass 29, the years just fly by. I'm telling you, a year will pass in 3 months. You're like, where did that go? So you're gonna have to start making changes. Otherwise, you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison. Is that what you want?
Definitely not.
So then you need to make changes. And probably if you would not have ran, you wouldn't have this case. And then parole wouldn't probably be looking at violating your parole. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 101 days in the Bear County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question about that, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
One other thing, Judge, I just checked with the state and the intention was for JSAT.
Okay. All right. To the clerks on Asante Lee, is that a judgment satisfied? All right. And the court will show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Even though this is a 1244, it counts as a felony on your record. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Take it.
No.
Is there anyone else who is ready? Okay. And Norma, what is happening with Arlene Gay and? Okay. And is Howie supposed to be on the docket today?
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. And Mr. Guerra, is he back? Martin Guerra. All right, and what happened with Mr. Healy in? Is it 721?
721.
All right, thank you. And then Kimbrough on Jesus Navarro. All right, what date? All right, thank you. And then we need Middlebrooks with Jorge Canales. And then Roberto Ramirez is here on guard delay. All right, thank you. And on Angela Red Wine. Okay. Can you all bring Mr. Howie out? All right, can I see the file on Howie, please? Hi, Mr. Howie.
You doing, man?
Hi, all right. I am so sorry. I'm going to apologize to you. Everything in the universe seems to somehow converge to not do great things. So your attorney, his wife's vehicle broke down. So, you know, being a good husband, you can't leave her on the side of the road.
No.
So he has to do that. And then he has, everything else falls out of place once things don't go as planned as far as time. So Ms. Ferguson is going to call him to see the specific date we can have you brought back over. But I wanted them to bring you out because I don't want you to think that we've forgotten about you or anything.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much, Your Honor.
All right, so if you'll, they're just gonna let you have a seat in the box and we're gonna find out a date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
All right. Yes, see. It wouldn't, I hope, it still is.
Let me think about that. Just give me a moment. All right, Deputy Laura, here's some more bad news. You know, sometimes I try to bring great news, but then I tried. I mean, just when you thought we were safe from super gonorrhea, something else has hit us. It's called the New World Screwworm. It's a worm that goes into wounds, leaves eggs, and hatches within hours, destroying tissue. But can you think of another name they could have named it other than that? I don't know. The New World Screwworm, or as we know it, NWS. Can't think of another name. World of pure imagination. I'm telling you. My grandmother would always say, don't ask what's next, so I will not ask that. So Norma, you're saying when? Friday is a no. Yeah, we're starting the trial on Monday. All right, do me a favor. Can you call him and ask if something going to be solved on Monday? I mean, do we have housing in place? Because this is really a housing issue. And if the housing issue is solved, the state said they'll do something with the case. And the only reason why I'm asking is because we're dealing with the AG's office. And they would have to be here. So when do they think they're going to have one? I'm assuming nobody has any problem if I work on this. All right. Yeah. But Sean, for Mr. Howie, the state and the defense are still trying to find housing for him. So she's like, mm-hmm. Let me.
No, I know that. We couldn't find anything, but let's try to help you.
All right. We're close.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
All right, she's telling me that if you agree, you're in. So you have to agree to their program.
So they pick me up.
They're gonna talk to you by Zoom. And then once they talk to you by Zoom, it sounds like if you agree to everything, they'll put you in the program and they'll pick you up and bring you to the facility. Mhm.
It's a group home then?
That I don't know. But it's a place to stay that's not on the street and there's meals. All right, anyone else ready? Okay, thank you. Mr. Murmia.
I have an update for the court.
All right, and thank you so much for your patience.
No
Okay.
issues. I don't thank you.
All right,
Okay, I physically went down and I talked to Charlotte Rest.
yes,
We've been doing that. Now that he's out, she has set him up with an appointment. This
okay,
appointment is set for July the 8th. I'm gonna give him the card at 10 a.m. What he's gonna do, she already has most of the paperwork done, but he's gonna be interviewed at that point in time. That packet is then gonna be sent to the district attorney's office for approval. I told her the DA's already on board with this, so
Okay.
please don't let one hand not do what they had. Dr. Rick, he said, fine, he's gonna look into that. She said it usually takes about 30 days. I said, well, if the DAs are on board, it shouldn't take that long. She goes,
Okay.
no. Then, so that's, anyway, the ball is being moved.
okay. So part of this working out is gonna depend on you and your follow through,
Yes, ma'am.
all right? So every appointment that they give you, you have to make sure that you make it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so when do you think this should be called back?
She said it took 30 to 45 days, but because the DA's office is already on board, I don't think it should take. Maybe, I would say 30 days to be on the safe side.
All right, Ms. Ferguson or Murmia, could you give me a 30-day reset, please?
And from here, I'm gonna physically take him down to where he needs to show up.
Okay. And make sure you stay on all your medications, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, July 24th.
I have one question. Oh, on probation already, and when I go to the mental health court, are they gonna change the probation officers?
If you end up in mental health court, you won't be under this court supervision technically. And they will have a specific officer that works with persons who have mental health issues.
Oh, they're gonna take the officer you assigned me to a different office?
I'll explain everything.
Yes, he'll explain it to you, okay?
Thank you. Have a nice day.
All right, you too. Thank you, Robert.
You bet.
Rodriguez.
All right, who is here on Angela Lee Redwine?
Redwine?
All right, so she has a motion to revoke.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
No, Your Honor.
What is happening?
Your Honor, we asked for a reset, if possible, to the first week of August when I'm gonna be back from vacation. If not, I know you do Zoom and I could cover the hearing, come back, by Zoom during the month of July.
All right, so,
I need to, because there's 3 pending new, number one, which I believe have a good chance of being dismissed, or not brought forward, which would leave just.
2 of those, though, are still with SAPD. They haven't even been forwarded to our office yet.
okay. So there are five new number ones.
Yes. As I understand it, 3 of those new number ones all involve the same complaint. And 2 of them have not yet been forwarded to my office. So first, I would like to ask my investigator to contact SAPD and find out from them whether they're going to forward those cases to our office to begin with or not. And if they are, I'd like them to expedite that so that we can begin the process of reviewing them for rejection or charging.
All right. So, and when is your vacation council?
Through August 1st,
All right, beginning when?
beginning July 2nd.
All right, Norma, set this for a contested hearing when he's back in August. So he said he'll be back, I guess, ready to proceed. You say August 2nd is when you get back?
August 1st, well, August 3rd is the month, 4th is the Monday, first Monday work week.
Okay, is August 3rd Monday or Sunday?
3rd is a Sunday.
All right, so Norma, set it for a contested hearing for the week of August 11th. All right, contested hearing, August 11th. Thank you. Yes. Yes.
She said, Howie, it's the criteria, it's willing to participate. She does have a bit of this.
All right, so when do you think we should recall this back?
Either tomorrow or Monday, just depends on jail. So are we doing it on the following Monday?
So that would be, you're saying the 7th? Yes. All right, Mr. Howard, we're going to bring you back on July 7th and hopefully you will have a placement, but you have to agree to the program, okay? And you have to be honest with them.
Thank you for calling. Today, scheduled to do that.
Oh, no, you're welcome. I do it for anybody. Oh, you can come forward because I'm having trouble, my allergy ear, I have trouble hearing from that distance. Hey, it's this ear, it's the allergy ear.
Yeah, just to reiterate what she said. So to my understanding, I'm gonna have a Zoom either tomorrow or Monday
Yes.
to see if they accept me to the program, which I will
Mhm.
accept it, you know.
Yes.
I appreciate them legislations for your.
Yeah.
your-
So what will happen is they're gonna try to arrange for a visitation by Zoom either this week or the beginning of next week.
which
But they think it's gonna be,
Today,
it'll be the June 30th is a Monday.
June 30th is a Monday.
Yeah. So what's gonna end up happening is they're gonna interview you and then I'm gonna bring you back. The easiest way to remember it, you're gonna be brought back after July 4th. And July 4th is on a Friday.
Okay, so I'll be remanded still in county.
Yes, and so they're gonna see you the week, no later than the week of June 30th. And then we'll bring you over on July 7th and take care of everything.
Okay,
Okay.
which means the release.
Yes,
Okay,
but they'll, if you're accepted to the program, they will pick you up from the jail.
did she say how long the program is?
No, you'll have to talk to her about that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Oh, thank you. God bless you too. They're gonna take you back when are you all ready? All right, just have a seat and they'll take you back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, Bashan? Here are all the numbers that I have so that you'll have them. Mhm.
Hey, Dusty, when you printed it up, did it print out copies of the information? Normally this is not the copies of information. Did you keep the information? Okay. The copy of the information for bringing that up? Fine. I just want to make sure you have it. Okay. I just want to make sure you have it. Very good. I'm going to give this to. And may I, oh God, I'm so sorry. I may have. Okay, good. You won't have to say. Yes. It's here somewhere. Files. Thank you. Oh, gosh. Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. I think this one sheet back. This is mine. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
You did most of it. I did very little.
They said that.
D'Anthony Gordley. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing today? All right, so where are we on discovery?
Discovery is not the issue, Your Honor. At least I don't believe it is right now. I believe I've gotten the thing. The issue right now is, talking to the complaining witness, and the state has told us they can't make us an offer because they still need to get.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
They can't make us an offer because they haven't spoken. or
No,
don't-
that's not strictly speaking true. We can, it's simply inadvisable.
All right, so you want to make an offer then?
Please.
Yes, so if you can make an offer to the defense.
I would not do something inadvisable at this particular moment.
All right, so then you can't make an offer today. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want an offer, he can't make an offer today.
That's my understanding.
All right, so what?
There- I apologize for interrupting. There is also an assault at large awaiting review in the intake division. So what I propose is a 2-week reset to get the intake attorney to review that case and either make a reject or a file decision, and for our office to contact the complainant on the harassment.
All right, well, he's already stated he's going to be on vacation. He's not going to be back till August.
That's great.
So that's where we are.
Your Honor, my client asked me to address with the court. He had another case, assault of security officer, which was dismissed. So the only thing that lives is the harassment of public servant. And I'm asking for a PR bond, he said in that case.
All right, so you'll need to file a motion for that. If you want to write a motion down, you can write it down. The court will hear it if the state has no objection.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
When does your
I just have to
vacation
say-
begin?
Lisa. I can.
Oh, sure, yes.
If we want to put a copy on this, that's one of them that on the first,
Mhm.
first of July.
All right, did they agree to July 7th? Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. So last time we were here, it was just me, so I asked that if I could check with my witnesses, and I would check with Mr. Dominguez. Both of us had conflicts on the seventh with
Okay.
our witnesses and he's in court.
I-
So I don't want to speak for you.
That is correct, Your Honor. I am set for trial down in Aransas County. I think I will be number one.
Where's that from here?
Like 2.5 hours. It's like 30 miles north of Corpus Christi.
Okay, I always want people to tell me how far that is. I'm trying to learn all of the counties in Texas.
It's a really great place. It's a really good, small, like family beach.
Mhm.
I know Judge Key likes to go down there and take his kids there. So if you want some intel, that'd be a good spot.
Okay.
So that is also set for the 7th, but I believe that the state's witnesses and I would be available on the 15th.
All right,
We may suggest a date.
all right, Ms. Ferguson? Yes. Jury trial, they're not available on the 7th. They say they're available on the 15th. All right, so is your client in custody?
No, ma'am.
All right, and you'll let your client know?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll come back on the 15th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Counsel, are you ready on yours?
Your Honor, I think the better course would be for me to write one and file it.
Okay.
And I get you to be back here on Monday. Ready to do it.
Yes.
So I think that I don't want to do it on the fly.
So, Norma, I do need a reset date for D'Anthony Gortley. Defense counsel will be back the beginning of August. If you can just put it on the same date. All right, thank you. You can put it down as discovery. Alexis Rodriguez. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 007780W. State versus Alexis Rodriguez. Could I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock for the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Charles Buck from Ms. Rodriguez.
And are you Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Bonk, you were recently appointed on this case. By recent, I mean today.
Yes.
Are you waiving your notice, your 10
Yes.
days?
We are prepared. I've had a chance to review the state's file in its entirety. I'm comfortable that I'm familiar with the discovery and reviewed that with my client as well. So we're ready to proceed today.
All right, Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the waiver of indictment reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you understand it?
yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to have a grand jury receive the evidence in this case and make a determination on whether or not to hold you over for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that your attorney has certain rights that are associated with your due process? Namely, once the information is presented to them, 2 days is allowed to pass, and then they have 10 days to prepare for trial. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment and waived reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Defense, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the information with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
We do.
And state, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Rodriguez, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with, by information with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state would call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you were giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Do.
Ms. Rodriguez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea? Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's a $60 restitution to be paid to the Bexar County Laboratory for testing, a TAP evaluation, follow the recommendations of the TAP evaluation, random drug testing, and the drug education course. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State is at the plea?
Yes, it is, Judge.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places? Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State offers at this time State's Exhibit 1 to include all attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. And the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we believe she's worthy of the plea bargain. We ask you to follow it. The offense date is 2023 and it was still, we pled down a waiver plea, so she's been waiting quite a while. The court ordered her the 60 support meetings, which she did. I know the violation report indicates that she did not, but she showed me proof on her phone that she in fact did do the 60. So she's off to a good start. Now she's ready to put this behind her. She has a good job and the support of her family.
Okay, and I know that you were appointed this morning,
Yeah.
but she said she was gonna be positive, so we still have some work to
Well, we
do.
got work to do, but
Yeah. So, Mr.
trending,
Yes, hopefully in the right direction.
absolutely.
Who is Joshua Chavez?
He is my brother.
All right, and who is Roy Medrano?
He is a friend, well, he was a friend of ours at that time.
And who takes care of your children?
I do.
And how many children do you have? And what are their ages?
My son is 2 and my daughter will be 1 July 4th.
And who's with them right now?
My brother.
I don't know what's gonna happen with the world. The world is in a precarious state. Because when you think about it, your brother's doing marijuana and drugs, you're doing marijuana and drugs, and you just left your children.
Oh, I have multiple brothers. That
So
one-
is it Joshua Chavez?
No, they're not with Joshua Chavez. They're with Matthew Gonzalez, my oldest.
All right. And has he ever used drugs?
No,
Where are your parents?
they're both at work.
And why are you doing drugs and you have children?
I don't know, go through a lot, so it's just.
All right. So, and the reason why I ask these questions is I ask these questions because I want you to start thinking about things. And you need to start thinking about what positions you're putting your children in. When children are that age, or really at any age, their brain is developing. And when you're using marijuana around them, using drugs around them, and I know it stinks. And you know how I know it stinks? Because we had a case in this court where they kept bringing drugs out and I kept getting headaches from the drugs. And then driving in this vehicle, you had somebody who thought that dousing themselves in cologne would make everything smell better. And you know what it ends up being? Have you ever had someone who never took a bath and they just doused themselves in cologne? You know what it smells like? Somebody who's never taken a bath and they're just dousing themselves in cologne. And you're having your children around that and having your children around people who they shouldn't be around. I don't know why child protective services is not in your life. I have no control on.
Have children at the time of the offense.
Ah, so you decided to go forth
She's
and procreate, even though you haven't got your life together.
Basically, yes, ma'am.
So what do you do for a living?
I work at HEB.
Doing what?
I'm a stalker, a overnight stalker.
Okay. And when you're stalking, who's watching your children?
My parents. At that time, they don't work.
Okay. So it would probably be best, unless your parents are in agreement with you using drugs, it's probably best for your children to stay at your parents' house, for you to pay child support or at least drop diapers or provide financially for your children until you get your life together. Because when people are using drugs, they don't make good decisions. And when they don't make good decisions, people end up getting hurt, whether it's intentional or unintentional. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. We'll do a referral to felony drug court. TAP evaluation. Follow all recommendations. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. No unsupervised contact with minors, and counsel. Once she provides the courts with clean UAs, at least 2 clean UAs, the court will reconsider the no unsupervised contact.
Yes, Judge.
Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. 100 hours of community supervision. I'm sorry, community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
I did 2 years in college.
All right, so what is your dream job?
The RN.
I'm sorry?
RN.
All right, so here's the problem. Now, it could still happen, but people will not trust you as an RN because you're around meds and you have this drug case. So let's say, I mean, it still could happen, but let's say that falls through. What is your dream job? Other than that, think on it, okay? You should be able to answer that question. Where do you see your future? So I'm going to order the 100 hours community service restitution. That will be deemed satisfied if you complete some sort of higher level education or obtain a trade school certification. There's going to be regular random UAs, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, $60 restitution to Bexar County lab for testing. Is there anything else, probation? No. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? State, she does have a warrant. Defense, what do you want
We're
done?
gonna ask you to recall the warrants.
State will not object.
All right, and I'll ask that the warrant be recalled. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And I'm sorry, Bashan, add parenting classes as well. All right. Charles, I'm adding parenting classes because I think that's good for her. All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? We can go off the record. Do not miss any of these appointments. You're going to have an appointment with probation. You're gonna have an appointment with felony drug court, and you're gonna have a TAP evaluation appointment. Those, they usually give you on separate dates. If there's some confusion, you need to pick up the phone, call probation and say, hey, I'm a little bit confused. Have I already done this, or is there another date for me? Because if you miss those dates, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get a motion to revoke filed, and I'm going to sign it if it's in order, and then it's going to be addressed later. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you're clean and you feel like you're going to use, call probation and say, I feel like I'm going to use. Guess what? They're going to try to get help for you. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't ever tell somebody, I'm sleepy, you've had drugs. You know what I mean? That's not good.
I had drugs.
You know, that's why you were sleeping. You were tired from the drugs.
It's cold in here.
Nobody goes to sleep when it's cold.
Yeah.
She worked overnight, Judge.
Nobody goes to sleep when it's cold.
She worked
Charles.
overnight. I'm just saying she worked overnight. That's why she was tired.
Mhm. All right. Good luck to you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Bond.
Judge.
Anyone else ready? Oh, and Ms. Abrams, that can be done out of custody. Okay, thank you. All right, Brandon Diaz. Where's the attorney? They're ready, but they're not ready. Well, whenever he comes back in, we'll take you up.
Oh, okay.
Raphael Bernal. Hello, Mr. Bernal.
No.
How are you doing? All right, so what's going on with this case?
Morning, good afternoon, Judge. So we are still negotiating some terms of a potential plea agreement. They've presented 3 offers, one that would include potential state jail.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I don't-
okay.
I'm not supposed
So-
to know what the,
We are in the middle of finalizing an agreement. I'm 99% confirmed that my client knows what's going on. There's a couple of things that have been said that I'm not too sure if he understands. I want him to be clear that we're not violating rights, that this.
I'm sorry, just give me one moment, please. Hello? Yes. All right, so,
Okay,
yes.
sorry. So, I totally forgot what I was into.
Oh,
Sorry.
you were saying that you're pretty sure that's where you
Oh.
left off.
So I'm pretty sure that we have some clarity in the procedural requirements. The state and the defense and state requirements, and that we're meeting those requirements with my client. I had to update him on some of the laws, some of the statutes, on the language of what we're doing today and what trial would mean if we go to trial.
Okay.
So that's where we are. I just want to make sure I don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have done it today. But I don't want him to leave thinking that I didn't do what I was supposed to do. The state didn't do what they were supposed to do. And I told him, no matter what, there's a safeguard called the judge. And ultimately, the judge has discretion to make that decision if we're outside the parameters of whatever he thinks it is.
Mhm.
I am here to advocate for him. He knows this. I want him to know that that is what I'm doing. So for that reason, Judge.
All right, when do you want it recalled for?
Early, I don't want to rush it, but as early as the court is available for us to do the completion of an agreement, I believe. I need to make sure that's what we're doing. You mentioned trial twice. But I'm not sure he understands why we would be going to trial. It's not a procedural thing, meaning for date back time, it's not for that. It is not for that, and that's where we are. So long as he understands that would not be involved in the trial, it is about this case and only this case, not back time from another case. That's
So
where we
let me
are.
explain something to you. With time that you're giving credit for, because that appears that this may be an issue. If this case is pending, let's say this case is already pending, and you have other cases that you're in custody for. If this case were pending while you were in custody for those other cases, then you'll get credit for the time that you were in custody related to this case. Sometimes you have persons who are on a PR bond, or they have a bond on one case, but they never bonded out. I will oftentimes give credit for that because you never really bonded out. You're still in custody. I hope that clears things up for you.
Question.
Yes.
Does it involve anything about this? Are there facts that are going to be disclosed that are confidential?
No. September of last year. 24. I was in here for the same thing. Actually was dismissed. At that time, I had over 500 days.
All right, so here's the thing. The case you had back in September and you had 500 days, that's what you're saying? If this case wasn't in existence, if this case hadn't been alleged to have committed at that time, you're not going to get those 500 days credit for that. You don't get to, yeah, you don't get to have 500 days credit in the bank and you just pull it out whenever you want to use it, okay?
That clears it up.
All right.
Now I can confirm he didn't trust me. I mean, not that he didn't trust me, he
Yeah.
didn't believe me when I said
Hey,
it.
you know what? I always say sometimes you have to hear it from a complete stranger.
I believe
So-
that, Judge.
All right, so when would you all like to bring this back?
Here,
Um,
today.
You ready to do it today? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay,
Today?
all right.
Okay, let me go talk to the state judge. Can we get a minute?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, are y'all ready on Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready to proceed on the motion to revoke?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does he have any other pending cases?
There is a misdemeanor, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. The court is calling 2024 CR 2831 State versus Brandon Edward Diaz. Can I have parties announce?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas. Martin Guerra, attorney for Brandon Edward Diaz.
And are you Mr. Diaz?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Brandon Edward Diaz who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2024 CR 2831 for the offense of endangering a child criminal negligence on August 14, 2024 for a period of 3 years?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Violation of condition number 1.
on or about the 4th day of May, 2025, in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Brandon Edward Diaz, committed the offense of reckless driving in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. That is to deny the motion, alter and amend his conditions on this probation to add defensive driving program and MRT.
All right, he's already been given defensive driving.
Your Honor, he actually did an aggressive driving course. He did that prior to even being placed on probation.
Okay. Well, obviously it's not working. You want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that testimony you give will be the truth or nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your
You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Honor. Brandon Edward Diaz.
All right, so first things first, let's just get it out of the way. Do you want to go to the state jail facility for 2 years?
No, no,
Then why do you keep doing silly things?
there's no excuse. I made a poor choice and I promise I'll never make a poor choice.
Why are you making a poor choice?
I wasn't thinking, and I don't know if it has to do with decisions that I'm making, but I don't really can make an excuse for this.
And how old are you?
I am 26, Your Honor.
And obviously you have a child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the child in the vehicle at the time?
No,
And how old is your child?
child is 5. He's gonna be 6 in March of next year.
All right, if you go to the state jail facility for 2 years, your child will be 8 when you're released. Is that what you want?
No, Your Honor.
So how did you get to court today?
Actually, my girlfriend dropped me off.
All right, then your girlfriend is going to be doing a lot of dropping off because as punishment for this, you're not going to be allowed to drive. And I'm going to deny the motion, alter amending conditions to include the MRT. And there's to be no driving for 4 months
Yes, Your Honor.
in the defensive driving course. Is there anything else?
That was it, Your Honor.
Anything else, state?
Nothing from the state.
All right, you better start making better decisions. Otherwise, your child potentially could be 8 by the time they see you again. All right. On this case, Ms. Abrams, it's a true to number 1. Deny alternate amending conditions to include MRT, no driving for 4 months, and the defensive driving course. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So she does have judgment satisfied or no?
She has 61 days.
Then
So they
I'm
did not.
no.
We will represent.
All right, thank you. You may want to let the attorney know. All right, and let me know if you've had any updates from Louis Christian.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you. Who is here on Adrian Morales? Thank you. Probation, this is an application.
Thank you.
Just give me one moment, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2025 CR 002830, State versus Adrian Morales. Can I have parties announce?
Andrew Harris Edelman for the state.
Surgery bar from Mr. Morales, Your Honor.
Are you Mr. Morales?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. All right, off the record.
Oh, okay, I see.
Why are you apologizing for the thing that I forgot?
Hopefully that remedies that. Thank you.
Counsel.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Morales, that you review the application for deferred adjudication or community supervision with your attorney. Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more as a third-degree felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you're giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, did you review the true bill of indictment with your client?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you review this with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State your proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Right. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Morales, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. The state is recommending community supervision. This is run concurrent with 2024 PF 23850. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 007156. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
It is, Your Honor.
State?
Yes.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes,
Did you sign it in both places?
yes, I signed it.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, of any such motion?
No, ma'am.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 10 days in the Bear County Jail as a condition, 2-year license suspension, and ignition interlock for the full term. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right. And counsel, there's no application for deferred, is that correct?
That's correct. It's not for deferred, Judge. that was the form I thought that best suited the.
Oh, no problem. State any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments.
All right, state, you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and stipulations
Yes, Your Honor.
with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am. I believe so. I know that sometimes the court will ask for a TAP evaluation. So the question is, if he's still made to take a TAP evaluation, are we agreeing to all recommendations or could we address that with the court?
What I'll put in I'm gonna have him remain in custody for the TAP evaluation.
Okay.
And if there's some recommendations that he has issues with, you can always come and address it with.
Right. Well, that's the only question. But sorry.
If the in custody TAP evaluation takes 10 days or longer, will the court consider applying that towards the 10-day jail sanction?
No.
And he's had some time in jail, Judge, on this. I don't know if it's been applied to this particular case, but that's, we haven't addressed that
Okay.
issue with the court. Thank you.
All right. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am. I
What
have
are their
one
ages?
Son, he is 7 years old.
And were you employed before you were taken into custody?
Yes, I am employed.
All right. What do you do?
I'm a professional licensed barber.
Okay. All right. What the court is going to do, as previously stated, the court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated. Do y'all want to address the length of probation?
Well, I hadn't discussed anything regarding that, Judge. I mean, any consideration from the court would be appreciated, but that's.
All right. So let me see the dates of the previous DWIs.
If I remember correctly, 2018 and 2021.
Close, 2021 and 2016. Let me see. All right, what I'll do is I'll probate it for 7 years.
Thank you.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. The following will be done in custody: a TAP evaluation. And counsel, I'm going to say follow TAP recommendations, but I put a star by it, so I'll know.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
Follow TAP recs. We can do a referral to felony drug court.
Very well.
There's to be a 2-year license suspension. All right, the ignition interlock for the full term for 7 years. Does anybody want to address that?
Your Honor, that is something that, just as a general thing, I sometimes will approach if he's demonstrated or anyone's demonstrated that they've done quite well on that with no violations. After, usually it's like a 2-year or 3-year period just to see if it's something the court would consider. However, I don't want to go astray of any agreements I have with the state. So as I've said before, any consideration would be appreciated.
All right, I'm going to order ignition interlock so for no less than half the term. So it could end up being the full term. You understand?
Yes.
Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. VIP Live, DWI education course. Take in consideration 2025 CR 007156. This run concurrent with 2024 PF 23850. And there should be 10 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
All right. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I haven't done any type of statistical analysis, and my statistics professor will be upset. But what I can tell you, what I've noticed in my time on the planet, usually when people drink and drive and they're intoxicated, one, I don't think you've ever had a client who is charged with manslaughter or anything of assault. I don't think they ever go out and say, you know what, I want to drink till I get intoxicated and I want to hit somebody, I want to kill somebody. But that usually ends up happening. I don't think you even find somebody who said, yeah, I went out to drink till I got intoxicated. That is never the case. What ends up happening, people drink, they don't realize they're impaired, and they still insist on driving, and they drive. And sometimes when they drive, they end up in accidents. And you know what? Everybody can die. The one person who lives is the intoxicated driver. I personally think it's because that you're just so loose with everything, But when you drive intoxicated, you have a child, guess what? It could have been your child. Somebody's taking your child home from a soccer game. An intoxicated driver is hitting your child, and that could have ended up being you. It appears that you're one of the people who cannot drink and just do one wine at dinner and call it a day. You continue to drink until intoxication, and then you drive. So you're probably going to be one of those people who can never take a drink. And what I can tell you is for DWIs and for any case that you're on probation for, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. Those are the rules. That's what the legislature decided. So it's not just if you're on DWI, whatever you're on probation for, you're not allowed to drink alcohol. So if you drink alcohol, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get a motion, and it's going to be a revocation motion. And you're looking at potentially 8 years in the prison. And in 8 years' time, your son will be hitting their teenage years. And that's when they really need dad. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know about it. If you feel like you're going to drink pick up the phone, call your probation officer and say, I feel like I'm gonna drink. They're not gonna come to me with a motion to revoke. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna say, Stephanie, we need to bring this person in because they're thinking about drinking, and we're gonna have a compliance hearing, and this attorney will probably be here and we will address that issue. All right? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you for your
welcome.
time. Your Honor.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. All right, who's here on Daniel Montoya? Hello. Okay, let me. You are constantly in trial or somewhere.
I am somewhere.
It's the never-ending trials. All right, so. Where are we?
Your Honor, we have come back where my client's been found competent. I
Yes.
reviewed the plea bargain with him today. I reviewed, that he's going to be asking the court to follow the plea bargain and assess the 2 years.
So have you all done paperwork?
Yes.
Oh, okay. The problem is I don't have a file stamp. That's why. I'm sorry, could I have a file stamp? Oh, no problem. I didn't know this was for a plea.
And Your Honor, if I can clarify, it is just for the sentencing. The
Yes.
plea's already gone through.
Yes.
Ah, that is so true. He's
Yes.
previously been, and then there was an issue, maybe.
Right.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 011984 State versus Daniel Montoya. Could I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Arlene Gay for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Montoya?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what I'm going to do. I know that previously we had the plea, and then there was some question of maybe he's not competent.
Correct.
So I think it would be best so that the record can be clear. We will just do the entire plea over again as far as me going over his rights with him, because now it's 100% certain that he is competent.
Okay, I think that's fair.
All right. I'm sorry, could I have a file stamp back?
Over.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's just so that we can make sure that the record is clear, okay? And what I can tell you, whatever plea bargain agreement that you all had previously worked out, I know that I was intending to follow it until we stopped in the middle of the plea, okay? All right, court is calling 2024 CR 011984 State versus Daniel Montoya. Could I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Arlene Gay for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Montoya?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Montoya, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do.
All right, and I do have an application for deferred adjudication, but he is not applying, is that correct?
That is correct. We are asking the court to sentence him to the 2 years, and I've discussed this with him multiple times, discussed it with him today, and that is what he wants to do.
All right.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
The plea.
All right, let me go over it again. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what your rights are, and I want to make sure that you know what your rights are. So do you understand that you have a right? Let me go back a little bit. Here you go, counsel. Do you understand that you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the range of punishment for that is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And it's up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
My understanding is that you've reached an agreement with the state for 2 years in the prison. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have to follow that agreement. Do you understand that? No. Here's the thing. No. I want you to listen, okay? Breathe. All right. I don't have to follow that agreement. So let's say I don't follow that agreement and I say I want to give you 3 years, right? Not saying that's going to happen, but let's use that as an example. If I were to do that, you can withdraw your agreement and say, well, we don't have an agreement because I agreed for 2. You understand?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, so that's what I mean. So I don't have to follow your agreement. If I don't follow your agreement and I try to give you more than 2 years,
I'm gonna say no.
you're going to say no, right?
Yes.
All right, so you understand that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have a right to a jury trial. So 12 people would sit on the jury. The state would have to present their evidence. They would call witnesses and your attorney would get a chance to question them. All right. You also, the state couldn't turn to you and say, hey, now we're going to call Mr. Montoya to the witness stand. They wouldn't be allowed to do that because you have a right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you enter into this plea bargain agreement, you're giving up those rights. So what that means is the state is not going to call any witnesses. You understand?
Yes.
And that means that if somebody wants to call you to testify to something, they can, because you're saying you're not going to remain silent if somebody wants to ask you questions. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, by entering this plea, you're agreeing to all of that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you agree to all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
And did you have him evaluated for competency?
Yes, I did.
And the results?
He was found competent.
All right, Mr. Montoya, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than this plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $500 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's no application for deferred adjudication. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? This paragraph.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes.
All right, so by signing that, what's happening is you're giving up your right to appeal. Your
Okay.
right to say, you know what? I don't like that deal. Now that I've had a chance to think about it, I changed my mind. You're giving up that right. You understand?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Now, there are certain things that you can still say you want to appeal on. For example, if your attorney has filed some sort of pretrial motions, I've heard it, I've ruled on it, you can still appeal as to that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, there has not.
All right, then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
State would offer State's Exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objection.
And state, have you spoken to the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the waiver? This packet with your attorney? It has the police reports and everything in it.
Yes, ma'am. She did.
All right, did you understand it and sign it?
I think I did.
All right, so let me show you. Is that your signature?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Your Honor, if the state may just make a comment
sure.
on the previous plea that we did, the state waived count 2. I forgot to go through that again.
All right, okay, thank you.
Yes, Judge.
Any objections to
No,
count 2?
No objection.
All right, so again, you have a right to a jury trial. Right for you or your attorney to question any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. By entering into this plea, the state is going to give me evidence on this case, but that evidence is going to come from police reports and witnesses' statements. So nobody's going to come in and testify. I'm just going to read this document and see if there's enough evidence in here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We're just asking the court to follow the plea bargain and also that time and money run concurrent.
All right, so with regards to the parties involved, they appear to be all related.
Yes, a brother and a sister.
So there may be a need for no contact. What's going on with that?
Um, that was the problem with this case initially on bond, is that he lived with his grandmother a bit. His
Mhm.
brother and sister lived, I think they were allowing 1,000 feet,
Mhm.
and they lived within that 1,000 feet. But I believe from just discussions that everybody's kind of made up, Your Honor. He will go back and live with his grandmother. My client is mentally ill, and so that's who kind of takes care of him, and they take care of each other.
All right.
But, and the sister who was involved in the brother, they've spoken to the district attorney's office. So,
All right. And state with regards to the no contact, are you requesting no contacts or no?
The state is requesting a no contact, Your Honor. Understanding defense counsel's position, but this was a case where a deadly weapon was involved. So I will proffer to the court that at least, you'll give me one moment, the complainant with the first name of John has informed us that he wants a no harmful or injurious contact order. And just a moment. I don't have what the complainant Ramona would want, but she did recant.
she's been very vocal, to say the least, in favor of trying to assist her brother as opposed to assisting the state.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And they don't have parents, so grandma is the person in their life. And I think no harmful or injurious would be appropriate. Because without him being able to go live at grandma's house, he doesn't have a place. And this case kind of proved it when we were trying to get him out on bond, and he had no place to go. And they put him in Lifetime, and he did do the program at Lifetime Recovery. We assisted him with his mental health and also assisted him with alcohol addiction. So he did complete the Lifetime Recovery program during the pendency of this case.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's a $500 fine, time and money run concurrent. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Ramona Montoya and John Montoya, and the court will recommend the therapeutic community. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, when you were, yes. Oh, thank you so much. 2 years prison. You would go off and they would say, there's no term. So you're sentenced to 2 years in prison. All right, so we can go off the record. Mr. Montoya. When you're released, it's probably best for you to go to the Center for Healthcare Services, make sure you have your medications, whatever you need. And if there's an issue, if you don't have a place to stay, when you're released, if I am still here, I will make sure that I find a place for you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I stay at Heaven for Hope.
Okay. All right, good luck to you, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Let me give you your, this is your certificate, okay? And.
Yes. All right, who do we have left? All right, thank you. Who is the attorney for Middlebrook? All right, Norma, can you call him?
Yeah.
All right, just give me a moment. Oh, no problem. No, I appreciate that.
John, I believe that was the last thing for Defendant.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, could I see the file on Middlebrook, please? All right, Andre Middlebrook. All right, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, have you had contact with your attorney
No, I've been here almost 3 months.
and no contact?
No contact at all.
All right, just have a seat. We're gonna see what we can do for you, okay?
Thank you.
He's like, you should have hit. All right, could I see that? Oh, okay. And is there anyone else?
It's just those three. Middlebrook for now and, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And have you had All right, I'll put it on the 14th. Thank you. All right, Norma, here are these two cases. Michael Morales. Court is calling 2025 CR 0042223B, State versus Michael Morales. Can I have parties announced?
Duffy Pitlock with the state of Texas, Your Honor.
Martin Guerra, attorney for Michael Medelis.
And are you Mr. Morales?
Sure.
Did you review the discovery? I'm sorry, counsel. Have you received all discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Morales, that you review the application for deferred adjudication with, you're done with him?
Yes.
Okay. Did you review the document entitled deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with aggravated robbery. That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case, counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Morales, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, there's a $2,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's restitution, if any, to be payable to Diego Garcia. TAP evaluation, follow recommendations. 200 hours community service restitution. No firearms. And you'd agree that you acted as a party. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, and Judge, the state would only add that there's an additional page after the stipulations, which would have that agreed to party language.
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand? Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There be 200 hours of community service restitution and no contact with the complainant. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contact.
State, any evidence?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments, Your Honor.
No objections.
All right, and state, have you spoken with the complainant?
The state has, yes, with the complainant, yes.
All right, thank you. All right, state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Okay, so why should I follow this plea?
Your Honor, aside from the fact he's accepting responsibility, and you see, he is pleading as a party. This was a situation where he was not the primary actor. He didn't have a gun. He was the driver, but what happened essentially was they all left that morning without any type of plan or agreement to commit a crime. They were just on the way to breakfast. As you can see from the state's exhibit there was this, in the background, there was this issue about who had thrown a rock at his home. When the car was stopped, that's essentially, he thought that the person that got out of the vehicle was just gonna try and find out who threw the rock at his window. Not realizing that that person was then going to engage in an aggravated robbery. You know, he has told me that in that moment, he was afraid, he was scared. He knows that when he ran back with the backpack and the gun, that, you know, he should have just driven away. He knows that he should have or called the police instead of driving to his home, but he was shocked, in a state of shock.
And who is Elizabeth Morales?
That is his wife, Your Honor.
So, and how old is she?
I don't know the exact age.
How old is she?
She's 20.
All right, so why is she filming?
Because Derek was saying he was in an accident who threw the rock. So we had a police report and she.
No, I mean, she filmed this incident.
Yeah, 'cause she wanted to get, because Derek was saying he was in an accident who threw the rock. So she was gonna try to get evidence of him saying who threw the rock because there was a police report and an investigation on who threw the rock.
So how does that translate into posting it on social media?
That was another.
I'm sorry, what?
That wasn't her that posted it.
All right, so who did she give the video to? Because somebody had a video and then they posted it. Was that the other person?
I don't know, Your Honor.
All right. The court is going to sentence you to a $2,000 fine. I'm not going to probate the fine. I don't think this is a probate fine type of a case. 8 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. There's to be no contact and restitution to Diego Garcia. And do you confess and admit that you committed this offense as a party with Xavier Ivan Aguirre
Yes.
and Derek Santos Lopez? There's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. Are you employed?
Not really.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I have a daughter.
What is her age?
1.
How are you supporting her and not employed?
My wife is employed.
All right, you need to get a job. I require everyone to have employment.
Yes, I don't have a job, but I have like my old job. They're willing to have me back on probation.
All right, so there's 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once he completes that, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Proof of employment within 40 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Anger management. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, and a TAP evaluation out of custody, follow recommendations. Probation, is there anything else? Thank you. Field visits 1 time per month for 6 months. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so with regard to the other attorney's client, we're gonna have to do that on a different date because we'll be here past the 5 p.m. And Martin, your client, do you want him back on a specific date?
Yes. I mean, is it at discovery, right? What phase?
Yes, this is his first setting here.
Well, then yes, just like the regular reset, so I can get.
All right, so Mr. Middlebrooks, this is gonna be your attorney. I'm gonna give you a 30-day reset. However, if he wants you back here sooner, he'll let us know and we'll bring you back sooner. All right, Norm, I need a 30-day reset. All right, so everyone, let me see on his case. That's a plea, is that correct?
Here's to negotiate.
All right, so that's gonna come back and we'll bring you back on the 14th, okay? I'm not, sorry, not the 14th. We'll bring you back on the 7th of July. You, yes. All right, could I see his file, please? Yes. All right, see everybody on Monday.